Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Hi, folks. Welcome back. And those of you that are new, welcome. Well. It seems that the progressive Dems aren't real happy about how they put Kamala Harris in as the Democrat candidate for president. I said it before, too. I'm going to show a short clip with this article as well from AOC, who's also mad. I never thought I would agree with AOC, but this is the one time I would, is for BLM as well. They're pissed, and they're not happy. Let's read on. Black Lives Matter says Dems are party of hypocrites for installing Harris sans public voting process because she never was in the primary process, but they got all the delegates to go her way. We do not live in a dictatorship. It's funny, they're acting the exact same way of what they're accusing President Trump of. Isn't that fascinating? Delegates are not oligarchs, says Black Lives Matter. Now let's read on. Later in this video, I'm going to put the short clip from AOC, which I find absolutely fascinating. The left-wing organization Black Lives Matter is resisting the installation of Vice President Kamala Harris as a presumptive Democratic nominee. Now, supposedly, she has enough delegate votes in their virtual convention to get the nomination. Then they're going to have their real convention in Chicago. So you're going to have Black Lives Matter and pro-Hamas, pro-Palestinians protesting at their event. Now, those of us that are old enough remember 1968 in Chicago at the Democratic Convention. What a disaster. A disaster. People just don't learn from history. And they're mad because they're calling on the Democratic National Convention to create a process that allows for public participation in the nomination process, not just a nomination by party delegates. That's the way the Democrats roll, morons. You got used. You got used. In a statement Tuesday, the group, which rose to prominence in 2020 for organizing nationwide protests in the wake of the killing of George Floyd, said the 24-hour process of talking to party bosses is not democratic. Nor is the process Democrats should be proud of. Of course. Of course. They wanted Joe Biden out prior to this. They wanted Joe Biden out 3 years ago. He just wouldn't leave because he was stubborn. So my opinion is they blackmailed him with the 25th Amendment, and he said, okay. That's just my personal opinion. Democrats, guys, you progressive leftists, the same thing they did to Bernie Sanders in 2016 and 20. I'm telling you, 2016, the Bernie bros, as they call them, were doing very well. And they blocked them out of the process. Now we fast forward to 2020, and they blocked out the process. Joe Biden was getting killed in the primaries. Nobody really was making any ground. And I believe his name was Claiborne, a congressman in South Carolina, endorsed Biden and really pushed him hard, and they made a deal with the rest of the Democrat candidates that are running for president, except for Elizabeth Warren, who stayed because she was pulling away votes from Bernie Sanders. And then Sanders turned around, the gutless guy that he is, and endorsed Biden. It was all set up from the beginning. All set up. Same with Hillary Clinton. When are you going to learn? When are you going to learn? But abruptly over the weekend, Biden dropped out of the race and nominated Harris to lead the top of the ticket. And overnight, the Democratic Party ascended around her, winning enough delegate support to secure the nomination of the DNC convention in August. That's the virtual one, I think. But BLM, a group that predominantly aligns with the Democrat Party, is calling foul on the play. We do not live in a dictatorship. Yeah, you do. When there's Democrats in charge, it is. Every time the Democrats accuse someone of something wrong, whatever it is, it's deflection. Make sure for 100% that whatever they're accusing their enemies of, political enemies, that they're doing exactly the same thing. It's incredible. Black Lives Matter demands that the DNC immediately host an informal virtual snap primary across the country prior to the DNC convention in August. They won't do it. Now, Trump campaign has filed suit with the Federal Election Commission saying that the $91 million that Biden had in his campaign fund not go to Kamala Harris. We'll see how that works out. We call for the Rules Committee to create a process that allows for public participation in the nomination process. They don't want that. They didn't have it in 16 or 20. When you guys going to wise up, you got used. I know you don't like Donald Trump, but my God, I mean, when are you going to learn? It's just incredible. The current political landscape is unprecedented, with President Biden stepping aside in a manner never seen before. Yeah. This development calls for decisive action to protect the integrity of our democracy and the voice of black voters. They don't give a damn about black voters, the Democrats. When are you going to learn? Democrat Party elites and billionaire donors are attempting to manipulate black voters by anointing Kamala Harris and an unknown vice president a new Democratic ticket without a primary vote by the public. Yeah, they are. They're manipulating black voters. They've always manipulated black voters. Where the hell have you been? Decades before BLM even existed. You're just waking up now? You're just saying, oh, look, the house is on fire. Well, it's been on fire for 50 years plus. This blatant disregard for democratic principles is unacceptable. You're going to have to eat it. Sorry. While the potential outcome of a Harris presidency may be historic, the process to achieve it must align with true democratic values. No, it doesn't. We have no idea where Kamala Harris stands on the issues. She doesn't stand on any of them. Now she has assumed Joe Biden's place. We have no idea of the record of her potential vice president because we don't know who it is yet. And there's an individual from BLM. It's incredible. Shema Powers, a BLM leader, said this is not an attack on Kamala Harris or black women. And right now, we aren't questioning Kamala's qualifications and capabilities. Well, you should, unless you're stupid. This is about the nominating process. Yeah, they're right about this. Now, let's have a short video from AOC and see where she stands.
And I'm going to say what a lot of these folks aren't saying. I'm just going to say it. If you think that there is consensus among the people who want Joe Biden to leave, that they will support Kamala, Vice President Harris, you would be mistaken. And I'm going to say that because if they're going to come out and say all their little things on background off the record, but they're not going to be fully honest, I'm going to be honest for them. I'm in these rooms. I see what they say in conversations. A lot of them are not just interested in removing the president. They are interested in removing the whole ticket.
Isn't that fascinating? Everybody thinks the Democrats are all lock and step. They usually are as a rule. But they've certainly thrown a monkey wrench in the mechanism this time. We'll see how it works. We'll see if the so-called people she's talking about that don't agree with the Biden-Harris ticket to speak up. I will give her credit, though. It took a lot of guts to say that publicly. Because those of us who care about the principle of democracy cannot be serious about installing Kamala Harris as an unknown vice president as a Democratic nominee without any semblance of people-powered process. Not power to the people, power to the Democrats. Not delegates and party elites, but actually asking communities across the country if they believe should be the Democratic ticket. Anything less is unserious in a quest for democracy. They don't give a good damn. They're manipulating black voters. Of course they are. They've been crapping on black voters for decades. They could care less. They just need your votes. And when they get them, they just walk away. They've always been like that. Always. One thing that this campaign, 24, 20, and 16, has shown, it's shown to the whole world, in this case, United States voters too, how unscrupulous, how evil, how manipulative, and how much hypocrites the Democrats are, especially at the state and federal level. It's they've been exposed. So we'll see in a week or two. Supposedly the polls are still close with Harris-Trump. We'll see in a couple of weeks when the real polls come out. I've seen a couple of ads going after Kamala Harris myself. A lot of PAC money. There's a big PAC, and then there's Elon Musk PAC as well. We'll see how all that works out. Even Mark Zuckerberg, who put in hundreds of millions of dollars in 2020 setting up boxes all over for ballots, and what he did to help the Democrats win, even he said in a short interview, you know, I'm staying out of it this time. I'm not endorsing anybody. I'm not helping one side. Now, this is Zuckerberg from Facebook, mind you. And he told an interviewer, I'm not picking a side. I'm not donating money to one side. But I have to say, as an American, I watched President Trump get shot in the face and then stand up and put his arm up in the air about fight, fight, fight. He goes, that was one of the most badass things I have ever seen. I'm hoping the tide is turning. Don't underestimate the Democrats, and especially Kamala Harris. She can be as manipulative and evil as any of them. We're going to have to see. In fact, I'm going to show this video now, the short one with Zuckerberg being interviewed.
On a personal note, it's, seeing Donald Trump get up after getting shot in the face and pump his fist in the air with the American flag is one of the most badass things I've ever seen in my life. Well, as an American, it's like hard to not get kind of emotional about that spirit.
Amazing, isn't it? Now, 6 months ago, he could never have come out and said that. Never. What's happened with the attempted assassination of President Trump, people are starting to come out that you never thought would be against the Democrats or for President Trump. But now they have cover because of this assassination attempt. And nobody really knows all the details of the attempt itself. Was it just a plain old 20-year-old kid that got lucky because of the inaccuracies of the Secret Service in Pennsylvania? I'm not so sure. I believe in luck, but then there's luck that who knows. There's no way it could be just luck. Anyway, we're going to have to see. But some progressives are coming out publicly because they see what the Democrats are really like, especially in the last year. How they used Joe Biden and then threw him away like garbage. I think that was their plan from the beginning, but Joe Biden is so stubborn that he didn't leave a long time ago when they asked him. They want Kamala Harris in there. That's their best bet, frankly. Get rid of an old CL old man who looks like he's got dementia problems and other issues, and go along with a sitting vice president who's a non-white woman. Again, that's their best bet. Now, is it going to work? I don't know, but don't underestimate the Democrats and how they can get votes. And I'll leave it at that because this website won't allow details any further. Don't underestimate the Democrats. Now, conservative people, Trump supporters, and I'm a Trump supporter myself, has to push harder because who knows what they call an October surprise. What is the Democrats capable of doing? Are they going to have a debate with the nominee from the Democrats and the Republicans and the vice presidential candidates too? We're going to have to see. But even AOC, Mark Zuckerberg, who's an ultra-progressive, and Black Lives Matter organization, all are pissed, especially AOC and BLM. They don't see this as fair. Why? Because it isn't. We'll get used to it, guys. The Democrats have always been like this as long as I've been alive. Until the next time, God bless, goodbye, and good luck.